Greetings to everybody, wherever you might be. I hope you are well and happy and mindful. If you like to ask me any question, please send them in right now, and I will try to answer them. By the way, please let me know where you come from. I am collecting statistics of people coming from various countries. So far, we have about 28 countries, people attending these meetings. So if you will let me know where you come from, I will appreciate it. Every time you send in your comment, please tell me where you come from also. So we will know how many countries people are participating from. I'll go to the first commentary from William Wong. Sadhu, sadhu. Please let me know, William Wong, where you come from. Anatta Buddhita, good morning, Ajahn. Where are you from, Anatta Buddhita? Tilda Latio, Namaskaran. Where are you from? I think you're from Thailand. Okay. Karuna, greetings from Indonesia. How are you, Ajahn? Wish you in good health. I am fine, thank you. I hope you are too. From China or Taipei, I'm not sure. It's in Chinese characters. Sadhu, sadhu. Pope Vincent, sadhu, sadhu. Where are you from, Pope Vincent? Please let me know. Dhammachakra Tra Buddhist Community Center. Namaskaran, Ajahn from LA, California. Thank you. Good morning, Ajahn. Video and audio is good. Listening from Thailand. From Mio on meditation. From Yu Chin Go, how to be more mindful and not do things hastily and mindlessly. You just have to train yourself with mindfulness. Tell yourself to be mindful of something like a mantra, or be mindful of what you are doing at the moment. When you become mindful, you will not do things hastily or mindlessly. So you can either keep watching what you're doing, and don't let your mind think about other things. Just focus on what you do. Or you can recite a mantra as you are doing it. Yu Chin Go from Singapore. Okay. Christine Zhu, Namo Buddhaya Ajahn. Where are you from, Christine? Please let me know. Pope Vincent, good morning, Ajahn. I am from Singapore. Thank you. Gek Yen So, dear Ajahn, greeting from Penang. Please let me know when you send in your comment where you come from. I am keeping a statistic, so I know how many people are from the countries they are from. So far we have about 28 countries, different countries participating in our meeting, but of course not in the same time. We just keep collecting the statistics and add them up as we go along. From Christine Kutkoski, hello and best wishes from Indiana, USA. Hello to you, Christine. Must be about 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night for you, or 10, I think you're in the middle, in the Midwest. From Alisa Teng, wish you good health, Ajahn. Yes, where are you from, Alisa Teng? Please let me know. Sujata Thai Lei Yuan. Namo Buddhaya Ajahn. I'm Sujata from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Thank you. Lam Lim, hello Ajahn. How are you? I am from Singapore. Thank you. So far today, no question yet. Just letting me know where you're from. Alisa Tang, I am from Malaysia. Ama Ayu Gui, Ama from Mongolia, Australia. Happy to see you live, Ajahn. Thank you. Happy to see you too. Naturally, Namaskaran, Ajahn. Where are you from, Nash? Please let me know. From Rudy Penn, Ajahn, should we just focus on the tip of nose, or could we focus on the nature of breath that comes in and out, like the length of the breath? Yes, but do it at one point, at the tip of the nose. We want to fix the mind to make it stationary, so the mind should not be moving from one point to the next. You can fix your attention or focus your attention at the tip of the nose, or in the middle of the abdomen, the chest, but keep following and just be aware of the breath, whether it comes in short or long, or goes out short or long. But don't move the point of focus. Stay on the point of focus. This way will unite the mind to become one, concentrating the mind to enter into jhana, or absorption. From Monica Chen, good afternoon, Tanajan. I am from Johor Bahru, Malaysia. Thank you. Rudy Pen, I am from Malaysia, Ajahn. Thank you. Chompu Petrapi, Satu Satu. You must be from Thailand. Jaja, Satu Satu. Where are you from, Jaja? From Christine Zhu. I am from Indonesia, Ajahn. Thank you. Here's a question from Xin Yi, Malaysia. Deborah, Jonas, Ontario. Phoebe, Toronto. Vicky Tan, Singapore. Hendro, Indonesia. How to donate to Ajahn? I would appreciate if you would donate to the school, the Puru School. It's a school founded by the Supreme Patriarch of Thailand for underprivileged students. It's a junior high school, boarding school from grade 9 to, from grade 7 to grade 9. Boarding school, and it's a free school, no tuition. Everything is provided free of charge to the students. We have about 45 in each class when they are full. So we sometimes will have up to 135 students. You can go into the Friends of Puru YSS80 school for information. If someone knows the school, please send in the link for those who are interested. From Sujata, Thai Lei Yuan. I have been following your session and put into practice for a while. Unfortunately, I am still having a lot of wandering thoughts. Is there any other method I can use besides focusing on my breath and focusing on Buddha? You can focus on what you do. See, you don't only train mindfulness when you meditate. You have to train mindfulness all the time to develop strong mindfulness. You actually have to train your mind with mindfulness from the time you get up in the morning to the time you go to sleep at night. You have to keep controlling your thoughts. Don't allow your thoughts to think aimlessly. You have to force it to be fixed on something that you do. Like when you're brushing your teeth, keep brushing your teeth. Keep knowing that you're brushing your teeth and not thinking about other things. Whatever you do, put your mind to it. Don't let your mind go elsewhere. This is training in mindfulness. If you can train your mind to stay fixed in the present, not thinking about the past or the future, then when you meditate, your mind can become calm very quickly. Your mind will not be running around all over the place. So you have to do this before you meditate. There are several methods you can use. You can recite a mantra or do some chanting when you're doing something, if you cannot focus on what you do only. But when you meditate, when you sit, you can choose between the breath or a mantra. Or if you find that your mind is still restless, you can do some chanting first, mentally. Chant mentally first, until your mind becomes calm enough to focus on your breath. Then stay with the breath or with the mantra. This is the only way. You have to have lots and lots of mindfulness first before you can meditate successfully. If you just develop or train yourself in mindfulness only at the time of meditation, you won't have the enough strength of mindfulness to be able to focus on your breath. So please, if you want to succeed, you have to train your mind in mindfulness all the time in your waking hours. Don't let your mind think aimlessly. Think only when you have to. When you don't have to think, stop it by focusing on what you do, by reciting Buddha, or by chanting mentally. This will make you have strong mindfulness. This will force your mind to become still, become stationary, not moving around. Then when you meditate, your mind can become fully concentrated very easily and quickly. From Lam Lim, Ajahn, I find standing meditation easier for me to calm down than sitting meditation. Can standing meditation lead to jhana? Possible, but not likely, because your mind has to keep the body standing. See, the mind has to be working. It cannot stop working because it has to control the body when it is standing. But you can gain a lot of mindfulness from standing or walking. Once you feel that you have strong enough mindfulness, then you can sit down and then focus again. And you will have full jhana that way. Normally you need to be sitting down to get into jhana. Other positions of the body is not conducive for jhana. Where are you from? Lam Lim. Please let me know where you come from. From Sapru Chai. Good afternoon, Ajahn. Where are you from? Sapru Chai. From Upul C. Kumara. Satu Satu. Hi, I am Upul from Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, now people like to stay away from village temple and township temples, as the monks living in most of the temple not virtuous enough, and some monks claim that they are arahant. How to identify as arahant? How to live peacefully in this kind of situation? Well, it's very difficult to identify an arahant because physically he is the same like everybody else. So you cannot just listen to the claim that a person is an arahant alone. You need to study from them to see whether their teaching is the same like the teaching of the Buddha. And you have to see their behavior also, how they conduct themselves. Do they still have greed, hate, and delusion? Do they still like luxury living? Or do they live simple? These are some of the indications, but not all. So I think you should not worry too much about whether that person is an arahant or not. What you should worry is whether he can teach you to become an arahant or not. So if he can teach you how to keep the precepts, how to meditate, and how to develop insight, then that's enough for you. The only way to find out if that person has become an arahant is after the time of his death, when the bones has turned, some of the bones will turn into stones or relics. Then you can be sure that that person is an arahant. Otherwise, don't worry too much about it. It's not important to you whether he is an arahant or not. But what is important is whether he can teach you to become enlightened or not. From Karuna, Ajahn, how I handle people who are always give negative influence. Although I never pay attention what they did, but they're using my mother to make me suffer. I had to tell my mom because she's very limited to understand Dhamma. Thank you, Ajahn. How to handle people like this? You cannot, you just have to ignore them and warn people about their bad behavior. That's about all you can do. Warn your mother of that person's bad behavior and try to stay away from that person if it is possible. That's the only thing you can do, but you should not show any hatred toward them. Just leave them alone. Just consider them like the weather. Maybe they are the storm or the rain, and you just have to learn to live with them. From JJ Tan, greetings from Singapore. How do we apply the teaching to daily work? At work, we are asked to keep striving, keep improving, keep doing more and more, staying back for overtime, keep speaking up. Being quiet is seen as being uninterested in our work. Well, if you are working, that's what you're supposed to do. You have to show your enthusiasm for work. So you just have to act or play along with the rules of the game if you want to keep on working. But you don't have to take it seriously. Just do it like playing a role play. Just do what you have to do. Show them your enthusiasm and do as much as you can. But don't be attached to them. Whether you can succeed or not, that's another story. But if you have to show your enthusiasm, then you have to play along with that game. You're in the game of making money. They hire you because they pay you money. So you have to make their money worthwhile to them. So this is something that you cannot avoid. If you don't like it, then you just have to stop playing the game. Get out of the game. Stop working or looking some kind of work that you can control your action. Otherwise, this is how the way things work in the world. If you don't like it, just quit your job and maybe work as an independent worker. Just maybe an Uber driver, something like that. Then you can choose the time and place for you when you want to work. By the way, you're from Singapore. Okay, fine, thank you. From Catherine Andrew, good day Ajahn and all, I am from Brisbane. No question for the time being. Thank you. Nashli Ajahn, I am from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Thank you. Ama Ayugwe, can Ajahn please explain how we can develop samadhi and vipassana together? No, samadhi and vipassana has to be developed separately, not at the same time. It's like two subjects you study in school, like geography and mathematics. You don't study geography and mathematics at the same time. You have to take them one at a time. If you study mathematics, you just study mathematics. And when you finish with studying mathematics, then you can go and study geography. The same way with vipassana and samadhi. But you first need to study samadhi first, because samadhi is a prerequisite to the study of vipassana. If you do not have samadhi, then you cannot study vipassana effectively. So you need to first study samadhi, practice samadhi, until you have jhana. And not just once, you must be able to have jhana all the time. Then you are ready to go and take vipassana, studying the true nature of life. The nature of life. What is life? Life is anicca, dukkha, anatta. Everything in this world is anicca, dukkha, anatta. They are not worth clinging to them or craving for them. You should just let go of your attachment and your craving for them. If you have no samadhi, you will not be able to let go of your clinging, your attachment, and your cravings. So you first need to develop samadhi. And in order to have samadhi, you need to train yourself on mindfulness. You have to develop mindfulness first. Once you have strong mindfulness, then when you meditate, your mind can enter into samadhi, into the fourth jhana or appana samadhi. Once you are proficient, you can always enter into samadhi anytime you want. Then when you come out of samadhi, then you can teach yourself or your mind to see that everything in this world is in anicca, dukkha, anatta. If you deal with them, if you cling to them or crave for them, you will get dukkha. Because they are anicca, they are anatta. Anicca means they are changing, not permanent, not remaining the same all the time. And anatta, you cannot force them to be the way you want them to be. That's why you have dukkha in your life, because you are going after things that are anicca, dukkha, anatta. From Cornell, Tennessee. By the way, where are you from? Cornell, Tennessee. Dear Ajahn, how wise fool is offering gold, jewelry, and or crystal to a stupa, to put inside stupa? What is the true purpose of offering those gold, jewelry, crystal items? Is it the more expensive or more valuable the items, the happier the devotee, or it can make them remember more or longer? Any Dhamma content or purpose for offering those gold, jewelry, crystal items? Well, the goal of offering things is to get rid of your cravings and attachment to material things. Don't rely on material things like money and gold to make you happy, because they can only make you happy just briefly. But by giving them away, they can make you feel a lot happier and last longer. So the purpose of giving expensive things is because because you are respectful of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. So you want to offer the best that you have for them. By offering the best thing that you have, you can become happy and last longer. Your happiness will last longer than spending money buying expensive things for yourself. This kind of happiness only lasts briefly, but the happiness that you gain from giving to charity will last much longer, and it can also transform your mind to become of a higher quality. From human beings, you can be transformed to become a heavenly sensual beings, be angels or devas. So this is the purpose for people giving gold, jewelry, and expensive things to build a stupa or to build a Buddha image. One way is for them to be able to get rid of their attachment to valuable or expensive items like gold and jewelry. In so doing, it will make their mind become lighter, happier. So this is the purpose of giving things, whether expensive or not. It depends whether you have it or not. If you can afford to give expensive items, you give expensive items. But if you don't, you just give whatever you have. The goal is to let go of your attachment to material things, material happiness. You want to change your happiness from physical, material happiness to mental happiness by sacrifice your possession for the benefit of other people. So this is the purpose of charity. By the way, Cornell, Tennessee, did you tell us where you come from yet? Dennis Peroff, good morning from Canada, John. Good morning to you. It must be evening for you right now. From Fanny Ong, Namo Buddhaya Ajahn, happy to see you Ajahn. From Indonesia, happy to hear from you too, thank you. for letting me know where you come from. Sumeta Bunmang, where are you from? Thailand? Sounds like a Thai name. From Malik Vitarana, good afternoon Ajahn. Is it important to realize the meaning kasina convey? Not at all. Kasinas are objects for concentration. Kasinas are like colors, different colors, red colors, white colors, yellow color, green color. These are the colors you want to use in your meditation by visualizing the color inside your mind when you close your eyes, and try to keep the colors in the particular color you use in your mind all the time. It's like focusing on your breath. Instead, you focus on a kasina, like a red color, yellow color, green color, or white color, for instance. This can also concentrate your mind and make you enter into jhana. Where are you from, Malik Vitarana? From Cornell Kennedy Wandami from Indonesia, Ajahn. Thank you. From Bio Linda Yu. Where are you from, Bio Linda Yu? Jaja. I'm from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Terengganu, Ajahn. Thank you. Naberti Namaskar, Ajahn. I'm from Medan, Indonesia. From Christine Colley. Dear Ajahn, I live here in Thailand. In Theravada Buddhism, do you believe that all sentient beings have a Buddha's nature? All sentient beings have the potential to become a Buddha or an Arahant. That's the nature of all sentient beings. The mind of all sentient beings have the potential to develop to become a Buddha or an Arahant. This is in what we believe in Buddhism. So if you want to be a Buddha, just train yourself to be a Buddha. If you want to be an Arahant, train yourself to be an Arahant. To become a Buddha, you have to develop the 10 perfections or 10 paramis. To become an Arahant, you have to follow the Noble Eightfold Path. From Fanny Ong, Ajahn, what is Buddha teach his mother in Tavitingsa? Thank you, Ajahn, for your teachings. The Buddha teach the keeping of the precept, developing of samadhi, and teaching the development of wisdom insight into the true nature of the five khandhas. The Buddha taught his mother that the five khandhas, the Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, and Vijnana are anicca, dukkhang, anatta, and that she must let go of her attachment to them. Once she understood this and let go, she became a Sotapanna. Seems like I'm losing some of the question. I'm sorry if I lose some of your question because somehow it. So I somehow the thing just keep. So I'm here with Gek Yen So. She sends in the Facebook page of the Puru School. Audi Aha. Audi is from Thailand. Okay. Kim Thong Tok, where are you from, Kim? From Rudy Pen Satu Ajahn for your compassionate guidance. From Sujata Thai, okay Ajahn, I will try harder. Thank you Ajahn. From Sunny Lim, KH Lim, Satu Satu Ajahn. Meal on meditation, send in a link to the Facebook page of the Puru School. From Bharatiya Asagun from Thailand. May I askท่านอาจารย์ a question about the Satipatthana Sutta? At the end of many sections, there is the part that the Buddha said to contemplate both internally and externally, to the extent necessary for bare knowledge and repeated mindfulness. The question is this the Buddha's way of saying that we should only know just enough and not to think further or beyond what is needed, just enough for mindfulness, and that is all that is needed at this point of practice? No, actually he means just to know without being emotionally involved with what you see or what you come into contact with. That means you should react with ubekkha, no love, hate, fear or delusion, no reaction to what you come into contact with, whether it's the body, the feelings, or the mental states. You have to look at them as being anicca, constantly changing. Anatta, you cannot control or force them to be like what you want them to be. If you want them to be and they don't do or be what you want, you can get dukkha. See? So if you don't want to have dukkha, then you just accept them for what they are, seeing them as they are. If you run into painful feeling, just be aware that this is painful feeling. If you run into good feeling, just be aware that this is good feeling. Don't react with emotion, with attachment, or with aversion. Just merely knowing. Boy, there's so many questions that's being lost. I'm not sure how to go back and get them. I'm sorry, because on my page here, lots of questions have been lost because there are so many of them sending in. So I'm sorry if I'm not reading your comment. I am at Jayaka. Where are you from, Jayaka? Ajahn, last time I had gastric pain when I undertake 8 precepts. I ate porridge at night. Should I continue my 8 precepts or change to the 5 precepts? It depends on what you want. If you want to have physical comfort, then you keep the 5 precepts. If you want to have the spiritual comfort, then you keep the 8 precepts. Sometimes when you're first starting, you might have to the body might have to adjust a little bit. So if you have a little stomach problem, but not enough to cause you to really harm yourself, then I recommend keep with the 8 precepts. Ajahn, I get anxiety and tense easily. If I try to go back to observing the breath or Buddha, the anxiety and tense more increase. Even I try to read the sutta, sometimes it does not help much. So I deal with 2 methods. Observing that being nervous and tense is not mine, and sometimes it works, but when it doesn't work, I observe it by seeing the main problem is dislike, the tension and anxiety arising, not the problem of anxiety or tense. My question, sometimes all the ways I have been doing it don't work and my anxiety and tension get worse. Just say to myself, Anicca Dukkha Anatta, but still not calm, what should I do? You should just recite the mantra, Bhutto, 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 and leave everything alone. Just focus on Bhutto only. This will calm your mind and then get rid of all your anxiety and tension. Just keep reciting the Bhutto, Bhutto and not pay attention to anything else. From Lam Lim from Singapore. From Sep Pruchai, I am from Indonesia, Ajahn. Thank you. Suhat Suwana, Vandami Bante, Namo Bante. Lots of beta and love from Kerala, India. If those of you who sent in question before and I am not reading it, it means that it is being eaten up by my page. Somehow it just keeps scrolling up and then I lose them. I cannot go get them back. So if your question haven't yet been answered, please resubmit them again. Okay, I have to go quickly now because there are many questions and comments coming at the same time. And it keeps scrolling, keep going up, and then once it goes up, it doesn't come back down. From Upu C. Kumara, the Ajahn, are there any Arahant nowadays? I believe there are. There are still lots of Arahant around, but you have to look around for them. From Monica Chen, Tanajan Lungta Mahabua mentioned in his e-book Samana that there are two types of calm, that is meditative calm and continuous samadhi. Is it alright to recite Bhutto mentally while doing work or only during walking and sitting meditation in order to develop stronger mindfulness? If you can recite Bhutto and not interfering with your work, then you can do it. But if your work requires that you have to do some thinking, then reciting the Bhutto might not be appropriate. So it depends on what you do. What you do doesn't require you to think, then you can recite the Bhutto as you work. From Hai Eng Yu, is investing in the stock market, being ambitious to climb the corporate ladder, wanting to be reborn in the heaven, wanting to obtain jhana, forms of greed that are harmful to spiritual development. If you want to be rich financially, yes, this is a hindrance or harmful to your spiritual development. But if you want to obtain jhana, this is not harmful to your spiritual development. So it depends on what you want. If you want to keep the precept, if you want to meditate, if you want to practice charity or wisdom, then this is considered good for your mind, good for your spiritual development. But if you want to be famous, you want to be rich, this is harmful to your spiritual development. Alisa Ting, Ajahn, why is Arahant have relics in his body when passed away? Can you explain? According to what I have heard, the mind of the pure one will purify the body, especially the bones. So the bone is, when it's under the purified mind, can be purified also to make it becomes relics. Only the purified mind can do this to the bones of the body. Malik is from Brisbane, Australia. Okay, thank you. KLSD Sengdao. Good afternoon, Ajahn. I'm from Laos. Thank you. Lim Kwam, I am from Malaysia. I have been meditating for almost 2 years, but I don't see any progress, only can sit longer. Last time only 25 minutes, now 1 hour. How to improve? You just have to do more. The more you do, then you will be improving. It takes time for people to get jhana. Mostly you have to be practicing full time in order to get into jhana. Otherwise, you should not expect to get into jhana unless you have exceptional mindfulness. Otherwise, you can just expect some calm of mind, not restless. But to really enter into jhana, you need to practice full time. Dear Ajahn, how can I deal with anger when it comes suddenly? This is from Edward Polka. When it comes suddenly, that you have to recite the mantra Bhutto Bhutto. As soon as you realize you are angry, just keep reciting Bhutto Bhutto. And don't think about the objects that caused you to get angry. Just keep reciting Bhutto 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 until your mind calms down. Where are you from, Eduardo Polka? Lim Kwang, how to get into jhana. You have to have strong mindfulness and you have to sit still and focus on your breath at the tip of your nose or reciting a mantra Bhutto Bhutto. Sweetan, greeting Ajahn from Vancouver. Thank you. Hai Eng Il. There are merit lay Buddhists who are too rigid in their cultivation, spending too much time in meditation, chanting temple activities, and neglecting the family responsibilities. How do we guide them to balance the spiritual pursuit and worldly family responsibilities? Well, before you can guide them, they must first accept your guidance. They must accept you as their teacher. If they don't accept you as their teacher, then it's useless. It's just wasting your time because they won't listen to you. So before you can guide someone, they first have to show an indication that they want you to guide them. If they don't want you to guide them, then it's useless, or you might even cause them to be mad at you for interfering in their life. So you have to be careful when you try to teach or guide someone. You have to see whether they want your help or not. If they don't want your help, then you have to stop because it is counterproductive. Maurice Twig, good morning, Prajan Suchart Abhijato from Airport Amsterdam. Okay. Thank you very much for your fruitful answer. Anumodana Sadhu with you all. May you all be happy and healthy. May you all live in safety and in peace with yourself. The Dhamma protect those who practice the Dhamma. Thank you, Maurice Twig. From Malik Viharana, dear Ajahn, I am from Brisbane, Australia. Thank you. Check Ling Tan, greetings from Vancouver. Respected Ajahn Ajahn, we are keeping the 8 precepts today. Just finished meditation session and happy to see you teaching online. Thank you for coming in and to say hello. It must getting late for you now. Probably about 9 o'clock. From Yvonne Chua, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Joseph Shia, dear Ajahn from Malaysia. Am I right to say that it all boils down to development of Sila Samadhi through mindfulness, leading to Panya through Vipassana? Yes. You first have to keep the 8 precepts. This is Sila, and then concentrate on training your mind with mindfulness. Once you have strong mindfulness, you can sit and meditate and have Samadhi, Appana Samadhi. Once you might have Appana Samadhi, your mind will be calm with equanimity. Then you can teach your mind the truth of the world, the truth of everything that you are in possession, that they are anicca, dukkha, anatta, that they are causing you suffering because you are attached to them. So if you don't want to have any suffering, you have to let go of your attachment to all of your possession, including the 5 khandhas and your states of mind. Too much knowledge without the 3 levels will not lead to progress. Thank you. That's right. Don't study too much. Just study Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. That's all you need to know. And it's not much. Sila is the 8 precepts. Samadhi is the development of mindfulness and sitting in meditation. Vipassana is Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, and the Four Noble Truths. That's all you need to know. Okay. Why some who stay home, stay safe and stay blessed? Sadhu, sadhu. If I skip your question, please resubmit them, okay? Because sometimes there are so many questions coming in at the same time, so the thing just went up through the roof and I could not get them back. So if your question hasn't yet been read, please resubmit it now. From Check Link 10, dear Tanajan, when we buy live seafood and release them back into the ocean, is this considering doing dana? And are we able to share the merits to spiritual beings who need them? Yes, this is dana and loving kindness. Avera honto, not to have any grudge on anybody. Save people's life, help it, give them life, the gift of life. This is being metta, having loving kindness toward other sentient beings, not hurting them, but helping them. And you can share these merits to the spiritual beings who need them. Jayaka is Ajahn Brahm name for me, for Buddhism name, Ajahn. Thank you. From Malik Vitarana, I am from Brisbane, Australia. Okay, thank you. Christine Lim from Jakarta, Indonesia. Ajahn, I never see the rainbow color. Is it Kasina? That time I pay attention only my breath, but the colors of rainbow came out in hours. They're just the byproducts of your meditation. There are many things that can come up while you meditate. The way to deal with them is to ignore them. Don't pay attention to them. Just keep focused on your breath if you're using the breath as your object of concentration. If you use Bhutto, just concentrate on Bhutto and just disregard everything that appears when you meditate. They are just the byproducts of meditation. They're not the real product that you want. The real product that you want from meditation is calm and ubeka, or equanimity and happiness. From Sepru Chai, Ajahn, in meditation, can I enjoy the sensation of the softness of the breath as it goes in and out of the breath? This makes me calmer and more peaceful. Therefore, I always look for the softness of the breath in meditation. No, you should not look for them. If they appear, just know that they appear and ignore them, because this can become a distraction, become a hindrance to your attaining to jhana. Just be aware that they appear, because sometimes when you expect them to appear and they don't appear, then you can become discouraged or disappointed. So don't expect anything from your meditation except for the mind to become still and calm and peaceful and happy. Other than that, just if they come up, just ignore them. Don't be attached to them. Christian Colley, thank you for your reply. I wish you have a long life. So do I. So do I wish for you also. From Melissa Teng, where are you from? Ajahn, what is the difference between a Buddha and Arahant? In spiritual achievement, are they both the same? They are the same that they both have attained to Nibbana, to the cessation of suffering, to the end of rebirth. The difference is that the Buddha has to find the way himself, while an Arahant has to learn from the Buddha in order to find a way to Nibbana, to the cessation of suffering. So these are the two differences. One has to find a way by himself, that's the Buddha, because during his time of practice there are no Buddhas to teach him. So he has to look for the path himself. So when he found it, he became a Buddha. While the Arahant are those who have met the Buddha and learned from the Buddha and follow the path that the Buddha had found, and they become Arahant. They attain to Nibbana, the same place where the Buddha had attained to the cessation of rebirth, cessation of suffering. Anilam, the color change during meditation but still can't go into the empty room. That's because you pay attention to the colors. Don't follow the colors. Come back to your breath. Ignore the colors. Then you will be able to enter into the empty room. From Ken NG Kien Nam, dear Ajahn, what's your advice for someone who can't meditate well? Well, train yourself in mindfulness first. From the time you get up to the time you go to sleep, keep focused on something like what you do, or on the mantra Bhutto Bhutto. Try to stop the useless type of thinking, the thinking that you don't need to think about. Try to stop them by reciting a mantra or by focusing on what you do. Then when you have mindfulness, then you can sit down and meditate. If you have no mindfulness, you cannot yet meditate. Okay, we have about 3.5 minutes left. So if you are not typing any question, please don't do it now because I will not be able to answer your question. For those of you who is typing now the question, you can continue on typing and send them in because I will have to stop this meeting pretty soon. Chua Seng Boon, good afternoon, Ajahn. I'm from Malaysia. I'm happy to hear the Dhamma from you today. It is a great blessing to all of us to have you to guide us on our journey. May you be well, healthy, happy, sadhu. Thank you very much. From Jayaka. I am from Indonesia, but live in Singapore. Ajahn, thank you for the teaching, sadhu. Chi Chin Chua, dear Ajahn, when I chant Itipiso for mindfulness, do I chant softly by whispering or chant mentally in my brain? If you can do it mentally, that will be better. If you cannot yet chant mentally, then you have to chant softly first. But eventually, you have to chant it mentally. From Simon Yeo, dear Ajahn, is there any way to know if I have karmic actions, both good and bad, with others in my life? How do I deal with such karmic afflictions? Thank you. Well, if you break the precepts, you are doing bad karma. If you do charity, if you help people, make other people happy, you are doing good karma. Amarataya Absagun, thank you very much for your answer and your metta. From Giang Tran, thank you, Pante Satu. From Panjamaporn, Ampan Tanajan, question. Please, many times I find myself fit into many meditation methods from many Ajahn. Is that normal? Well, when you meditate, you only need one method. So whichever method you find is successful, you use that method. I'm Pauline Soon. I'm from Penang, Malaysia. Before starting for meditation, you have to do metta contemplation. If it helps your meditation, yes, you can do it. If it doesn't help, then you can go ahead and meditate right away. Sometimes your mind is restless and agitated. By doing metta contemplation can help calm your mind, and then you can then will enable you to concentrate on your meditation object. But if you can concentrate on your meditation object right away, then you don't need to do any other chanting or contemplation. Okay. Sadhu from Marianne, from Joseph, Chia, from Monica Chen, from Tai Ban Cham, from Helen Lim. Greetings, Tanajan. I am from Penang, Malaysia. Listen from a Bhante Dhamma talk advising to practice meditation during sunrise and sunset time. May I know what is the significance? There's really no significance, really. You can meditate anytime. You should meditate all the time if that's possible. So it doesn't mean that you only meditate at sunrise and sunset. In real life, you meditate all day long, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Karuna, thank you. Irene Uy, Sadhu. From Czech Lintan, dear Tanajan, when meditating, the mind is calm, but the body often generates a lot of heat, sweating even during the cold weather. I am just curious why there's this phenomenon as in our scientific worldly knowledge. Usually when the mind is calm, the body is cool. No, it's in your sitting position, see. When you sit cross-legged, this generates a lot of heat. When you lay down, then there will be no heat generated. This is the position of the body. This is how I observe. When I feel cold, I get up and sit for a while, and then the cold will go away. But when I feel hot, I lay down, then the body feels cool again. I think this is the way the body works. Sitting position will generate heat more than lying down. From Phoebe Sang, dear Ajahn, is it the right way to work to not put attention on the money? Example, if I write a book and want to sell it to make money, should I find someone else to do the marketing, advertising, and sell so that I'm not involved with the money side? Or is it possible to work on the money side in a way that does not interfere with the Dhamma? Yes, you can do it any way you want. Have someone do it for you, or you do it yourself. Whichever way generate more money. That's the purpose of working, to generate money. So if you can do it by yourself and generate more money, then you do it that way. If you cannot, someone else can do it for you, then you let them do it for you. But don't be greedy for the money, that's all. Just be happy with whatever you get. But of course, when you work, you want to get the maximum from your work. But if you don't get as much as you want, you should not be sad or disappointed. Just accept that this is the limit of your ability. That's all you can do. That's all you can get. And be thankful for it. From Kwan Patum Napa Sadhu. From Gek Yen So, much appreciate Tanajan teaching today. From Jinilin Phua, good afternoon Mahajan. I am Jinilin from Selangor, Malaysia. Thank you for sharing your advice and Dhamma talks today. May you be well and happy. Sadhu, Sadhu. Paul Ling Soon, thank you very much. Chek Ling Tan, thank you so much Tanajan for your Dhamma teaching. I feel so inspired. We'll go back to do more meditation tonight. Sapruchai, Sadhu, Sadhu. Okay, thank you very much. That's all the comment. If I missed some of your comment, I am sorry because there were so many questions submitted at the same time. So the thing just keeps keep going up, and I could not get it back. So this is how it works sometimes. So if I didn't answer your question, you can submit them the next time when we have this meeting again. So thank you very much for your participation. I really enjoy talking to you and answering your questions. I hope this will help you in your practice and move you closer toward the goal of enlightenment. So don't be discouraged. Try to think positive. Think of the goal. Think of your potential, your ability that you can do it. Then it will keep you going. In the meantime, stay safe, stay well, stay happy and mindful. I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.